in the near future. You'll be able to contact Shelly or Renee to get access to that. And what I want you to see is that these folks, I don't know where they are on your screen, but we want to thank Shelly Rogers up in the corner over on that side, and Renee Berg over here. They represent Raising Placer County, Raising Placer Coalition. Did I say that correctly this time, Shelly? Yes, thank you so much. I represent Paradise Parks and Recreation District. I'm up in Paradise, California. So this is a NorCal collaboration. Why don't we, to make sure that you've got your chat up, can you drop your name and where you're at right now in the world in the chat section? Go ahead and do that now. Riley, you're in California. Nice. Auburn. Cool. Grass Valley. Auburn. Roseville. All right. Some more. Newcastle. All right. Sweet. Serenity. Let's see what at. Roseville. Rockland. Loomis in the house. Lisa. All right. Cool. Solo, where are you at today?
I'm in Lafayette.
Lafayette. All right. Cool. Citrus Heights, that's right, Jessica. All right, very, very cool. Jessica, you joined us last week as well, right, from Citrus Heights? Yeah, that's right. You're representing your whole town. Very, very cool. Joe, you're in Citrus Heights as well? Sweet. Cool. Lincoln, all right, sweet. I'm in Lincoln. Tristan, well done. Well, we're going to kick this off with a little bit of a performance discussion fashion. So the way this is going to work today, it's not going to be like the last couple of Zooms that we've had where someone performs for almost a whole hour and then we engage at the end. What we're going to do is we're going to have a performance by RAZA is going to kick us off. And what's important about listening to RAZA's music is to understand that RAZA writes this from his heart. The lyrics are incredibly touching. So one of my best practices, I have my notebook out right now. I love to write down things that I hear in the songs so that we can talk about it afterwards, or so that I can revisit it years from now. Because when these two speak from their heart, they drop knowledge that you're going to want to get back to many years from now. So RAZA, which of the two do you want me to start with? You want me to start with Toxic or what you thought?
Yeah, I think we'll start with Toxic and, have a discussion, and then we'll go from there.
All right, RAZA, you want to give us a little insight into what we're about to watch before we do that?
Only thing I'm going to say is there's more to what you're seeing, and it's kind of got like this underlining meaning that you'll find out. I kind of wanted it to be cinematic and movie-like, so I got a great videographer to help me out with that, and I'm excited to show y'all some realness from the heart.
All right, well then here it comes. Here's RAZA's website. And then you'll see me click over to the page control here. This, as soon as I can figure it out, this is Toxic.
You ever been in a relationship where every day it feels like you're drowning in something toxic, but every time you chill, you don't care about any logic? I did everything to please you, everything you wanted. Every time you left, I would think about you. You never let me back, but I kept on coming through. All of them wanted you, I ain't know what to do. Then you got with the homie and I ain't never even knew. The family knew mine before I was even born. You still hurt me deep to where I was feeling torn. Conflict in that relationship, I almost lost it all. I even tried to quit. I wanted you so bad regardless, but you remain the same, so heartless. It's like you were sent from the darkness. I thought that you loved me and you said you'd be harmless. I gave you everything I had, all my money, all my clothes. I was so open, but you were so close. Yo, this time I mean it, we through, we done. Cycles and circles every time that I run. Sometimes I wonder how we even begun, and would I do it differently if I got another rerun? Yeah, I bumped into you even after we broke up. I let you do your thing cause I wasn't trying to speak up. I saw you at the party, I said I had enough of you. You never really cared cause everybody loved you. I can't believe that I fell into your tricks. You knew just what to say. It's like you read the script. It's like you just wanted to see me broken so that you could get your fix. I don't even think you care one bit. Stuck in your seduction. Only thing you gave me was dysfunction. Thought that we was right, but that was the wrong assumption. And for that I gotta leave you in the past. We were never meant to last. I guess that really wasn't my place. I'm not sorry, I'm just tired from the chase. Looking back, this is something I had to face. I never let you do me like that, cause I'm in a different space. I'm better without you. I'm a whole new addition. I finally got motivated from all your affliction. I deleted everything, but can't forget your name. Addiction. I deleted everything, but can't forget your name. Addiction.
Wow, Raza, you really know how to kick it off, man.
Yeah, we starting out strong, man.
So first of all, I mean, let's do this. Raza, talk to us. What did we just see?
You saw, I mean, a kind of double entendre, a song that means two things. I wrote it in the perspective of it could be a toxic relationship, and maybe some people relate to that because not everybody can relate to addiction. But in some form, I think everybody can relate to some sort of addiction. Maybe it's not drugs, maybe it's not alcohol, but some sort of something. So I wanted to incorporate, that's why on that table, there wasn't just like one drug per se or anything like that. So I wanted to create this kind of poetic way to say sometimes it's like addiction for me was like a toxic relationship. And so I wanted to keep it deep, but at the same time, keep this storytelling. And I think when you hear it a second time, I know a lot of people and a lot of comments have told me like, when you listen to it a second time, you'll hear things that you didn't hear the first time. And that's kind of what I wanted when I wrote it. So it's a little bit of backstory behind it.
Well, thank you, Raza, for leading with vulnerability.
Yeah.
You know, as I'm looking at the screen right here, I see my homie Sawyer, and I see Riley, and you know, Jessica. Your young faces. You know, it's unfortunate that sometimes we have to deal with these very large, adult, massive concepts at such a young age. And Raza, talk a little bit about your age as some of the challenges you've gone through in your life.
Yeah. I think, you know, I went through a lot as a young age. I went going through foster care and bounced out of that into an abusive home. And then after going from that, I got emancipated at 15 years old. So there was a lot of just realness thrown at me at such a young age. And I didn't really have a connection or know who to run to or what to do. And I'm just trying to finish school. And then later in my, you know, like 18, 19 years, I got wrapped up with some bad people and making some wrong choices. And I think choices are so critical. And so even if you don't relate to that song, even if it was like, I don't really get that, but he was cool. Whatever it was, just know that your choices as you're growing up are so critical. And I say that and I speak around with the Hope dealer. I'm sure you guys saw him and a bunch of other cool people. And I just get to talk about how critical choices are. And as you're growing up, those can kind of impact you. And so that's a little bit of backstory about me. And, you know, it might not be the same for you, but just know that wherever you come from does not define, or whatever you've been through, or maybe you've been hurt by somebody, that does not define your future and where you're going and where you're headed.
Thank you, Raza. If you're feeling Raza right now, let's let them know that we're here for them. Give them a little bit of love. That
Yes,
silent clap right there.
there.
It's wild, right? Not being able to see us or like feel our love.
It is. It's a little different.
It's definitely a challenge, especially being so vulnerable out of the gates.
Yeah.
Well, this is where we get to start to get that crowd interaction. Start to engage each of you as we're so far apart, but so connected through what we're doing right now, but also through the art of music. And the fact that you chose to share that powerful story over music, I feel it's kind of like the spoonful of sugar that helps the medicine go down, because that's a pretty heavy concept right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Amelia, I saw that someone was looking over your shoulder like, hey, what's she watching? That it's great to have someone that's like, hey, concerned and thinking like, dude, what is the story? What's going on behind this? So how about this? Let's go ahead and I'd like to get a crowd reaction. Who would like to volunteer to tell us a couple of thoughts about what they saw in RAZA's toxic video? I saw you start to raise your hand, Rylan. You can be brave and go first if you want to.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Come on.
All right, let's see. Tristan, you ready? I'm calling you, homie. Unmute yourself. All right, Tristan. Say hello to everybody. Everybody say hi to Tristan. Give him some love.
What's up, Tristan?
All right, Tristan, you got our attention, homie. So what did you see in that video that spoke to you?
I saw in the video that when he was drinking the stuff, he was too lazy to get up, and that proves not to drink.
Y'all feel that? Let's give Tristan love.
Come on now.
There we
Appreciate
go.
your comment.
All right, Tristan, I want to meet you again because you got a party in the background. All right, let's see. Who else would like to speak up? Jessica, how did that feel for you? Jessica with a K, what's up? What did you see in that video, and how did it reach you?
I think is it okay if I call you RAZA? I guess.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
You put yourself out there and you let people listen to you and send a message, and I think that was really good. And sorry, I'm trying to figure out what to say. I think it was good that you put yourself out there and to help other people. And it sounds like you went through you've gone through some tough things, and it's good that you're able to come out of that and do good things.
Appreciate that. It means a lot.
RAZA, she kind of set you up.
Yeah.
You want to talk about P2P?
P2P? What you talking about?
Pain to passion?
Oh, yeah. Pain to power. Yes,
Pain
sir.
to power. There it is.
Yeah, she did set me up for that alley-oop, and I'm going to dunk it right here. Yeah, so a lot of my, I guess my motto in music and my life and speaking and what I try to portray in my life is turning pain into power. And that's kind of what you're talking about. So when I, share these things in these songs, I'm not doing it for the views. Like I could write a song about so-and-so and try to get all these views. But I'd rather, write some songs that speak to the heart and let people know they're not alone in what they're going through. And even if they haven't gone through it, maybe they know somebody who knows somebody who's gone through some hard stuff. And we all go through hard things. And I just want to use my voice for the time that I'm here, and the blessing I've been given a second chance to let people know they're not alone. And it's okay to not be okay sometimes. And but you got to get on your feet, and you got to turn that pain into power. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. So that's why I'm here.
Well, it just so happens, RAZA, that our other performer today, Mr. C3Lo himself,
Yes,
he shares a very similar belief. Marcelo, I'm going to play Underdog for everybody. Do you want to talk to us about how RAZA set us up for Underdog here?
Yeah, I mean, basically, Underdog is a song that is meant to inspire. So, you're talking about turning pain into power. I mean, that's basically what it's about. It's about, like, when the circumstances are stacked against you to not lose hope and to, you know, try to rise above the challenge, you know?
All right, everybody. You got to show me your nuts for this one. Show me the nuts. This
Come
one's
on.
got a little bit of this right in here. Come on, Renee. Let me see him, girl. All right. Olivia's ready over there. All right. So what I like about this song from Marcelo is that it's called Underdog. It's a power song. So you want to talk about congruent messages? Everybody, listen up. This is MC Cello with Underdog. Here we go.
Yeah. Cello.
You good, Cello? Everything working?
It's working for me.
I love being the underdog. That's why I walk around like there's nothing wrong. I can feel a comeback coming on. You thought I was gone, well you were wrong. Don't you know? Never count me out. I'm never down for the count. Yo, I'ma figure it out. Yo, figure it out. I'm Rocky Marciano. How'd I get it done? Yo, how the hell should I know? In the middle of the fight, I keep coming back like nightmares in the middle of the night. I'm a monster, heart of a lion like Mufasa. You're just an imposter. Eye of the tiger like Shuriken. I might be the goat. Yo, that's the tier I'm on. I might come back with stock to slap. Make you cap and put Stockton on the map. The final countdown. Please don't count me out, down. Don't count me out. How could you have any doubt? Wow, I'm about to make a couple hundred thousand. Wow, a higher power's got a hold of me, so I'm not gonna be what I'm told to be. I'ma make the whole world go on hold for me. Then make the world fold for me. Yo, cause that's the thing, man. Whenever you think you don't have a chance or you don't have any hope, just realize you do. You just have to dig deep. It's the 1-2 punch. You like what I'm serving? Why don't you come do lunch? Rocky Balboa mixed with Hollywood Hogan when he wears the boa. I don't succumb to the pressure. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Hanging on to my lifeline and hit the lucky punch at the right time. One punch knockout, make you drop down straight out of Stocktown. One punch KO, just cause I say so, that's the way this may go. Take control of the situation, no more waiting, the time is now, no hesitation. Better take your chance to take your stance, cause once it's gone, you can't take it back. This is your moment, don't let it slip away. You better own it. Greatness tends to happen quick, and next thing you know, you have the championship.
Yeah, Solo.
Yeah.
All right, let's get those flexes out there, everybody. What do you say? You know what's up with that? Show your power. Tristan, show me the guns, dog. What do you got there? That's right. Jessica, I know you want to flex it out. Amelia, let me see it. So talk to us, Marcelo.
Yeah.
Why the underdog?
Well, honestly, I was inspired by the beat first. The beat was made by my friend Phoenix. He makes like electronic music sometimes, and he also makes hip hop beats. And he sent it to me and thought that I would be good on it. And when I heard it, I don't know, it kind of reminded me of like the Rocky movies. And so that was kind of my inspiration. And then, yeah, from there, I just drew from like moments in my life where, you know, I've had to like overcome some circumstances, whether that be like in my personal life or in like sports or really anything. Like, I don't know, that song makes me think about Kobe and Michael Jordan and LeBron James and stuff like that, you know.
Well,
But
Marcelo, I'm not a boxer, but when I
yeah.
see boxers and I see the physical shape and the condition they're in, I can't help but think that they operate from a different level of like effort and push and drive. I saw you doing some push-ups there. Do you do anything special with those push-ups? Talk about that.
Oh yeah, well actually, I've been doing my daily workouts for a long time, but I started off doing like, I don't know, like 10 push-ups every morning when I woke up, and every day I would just add a little bit more. And now actually I do sets of 100 push-ups actually, and that's how I stay in shape.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jessica, I bet you got a set 100 in you right now, huh? Yeah, I don't know that if I did 20, I think I would be excited. Tell me a little bit more. So you talk about in there, I love that you drop Mufasa.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few catchy, quips and lines inside of there, I don't know that anybody knows who Hollywood Hulk Hogan is, but let's turn it over to the crew here. What did you hear inside that song out there, anybody, that spoke to you about our homie Marcelo and being an underdog? Let's see. Serena, you ready to speak out? We'll give her a second. Serena, I'll call on you here in a moment. Let's go Serenity. Serenity, what did you hear in the underdog that spoke to you?
Well, that was really great. Just even in the title, the underdog, just no matter what challenges, befall you, you rise to the top. I can relate.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was powerful. It was very powerful. And I don't know if you guys saw me, but I was over here. I was moving and grooving.
Nice. Thanks. I appreciate that.
I saw you.
Does anybody here consider themselves potentially an underdog, like someone who may be underestimated but is powerful? Give yourself a little bit of love in here. So we're here today to connect through those concepts, to connect through music and through, the inspiration that these powerful artists have given us. When I think about being an underdog, I think that we're all kind of at some level underdogs in this weird COVID situation. And the odds just continue to stack against us and stack against us. Tell me a little bit more, Marcelo, about your background and coming from Challenge.
Yeah, so I grew up in Stockton, California, which is kind of a rough town to be from. And then I grew up in Southside Stockton, which is like the roughest part of town. And although I was given a lot of opportunity, thanks to my dad, he worked really hard to send me to private school. But then I kind of grew up with this challenge where my friends from school and my friends from my neighborhood were two different worlds, and a lot of times those worlds clash, and sometimes it created challenges that I didn't really understand at the time. Like I could never bring certain friends around each other, and I would kind of try to hide that part of my life, and people at my school didn't know what I was going through at home, because it was just, they had no idea about that world. So yeah, but then that kind of upbringing is kind of what made me into the person I am today, and I'm very thankful for it. But then I'm also very thankful that I was able to grow out of it.
Marcelo, you're not the kind of guy to brag or speak about it, but what you all don't know about Marcelo is a bootstrap entrepreneur. What that means is, Amelia, you ever seen those big festivals, like with all the lights and the screens and all those things? You ever seen those? Marcelo is the one that puts those screens up. Those large companies rent his screens and his lighting, and it's allowed him to travel the world. So the next time, what's the biggest venue that you do, Marcelo?
Well, let's see. Where the Warriors play, or where they used to play at the Oracle Arena. We've done New Year's Eve there and stuff. And yeah, I actually originally started the company in college when I went to Chico. So Chico is where it all began, and then from there it spread to the Bay Area, and yeah, so that the rest is history.
Did I see a collaboration? I see RAZA over there brainstorming like, I could use a big screen in my next video.
Come on now.
No, I'm just saying. Hey, our homie Tristan has been patient with us right there. Tristan, what do you got for Marcelo, homie?
So, one person that I know that underestimated is one of my best friends. His name's Cooper. He's so powerful, so strong, but then he's underestimated by his cousin. He's underestimated by his cousin, Divide, and they fight a lot. They fight a lot.
Anybody else have that? First of all, Tristan, thanks for sharing. Let's give Tristan a little bit of love right there.
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
Does anybody out there have a friend like Cooper that's underestimated and then has ended up, being a powerful person and wants to speak about it?
Well, I don't have a friend, but I underestimate myself a lot. See, I'm just learning my strength and all of that, but I feel like I'm not like too strong or I can't do things right. So I'm always underestimating myself.
And then you end up being awesome. Actually, Marcelo, I didn't realize I was going to share this, or Raza, but I graduated high school. I was really short, like really, really short. You remember that, Marcelo, when you were taller than me?
I don't actually. That was a while back.
Well, I used to be very, very, very short. And so I would underestimate myself all the time. I dunked a basketball one time in my life. And I still remember the feeling of rising up and stuffing it home when nobody else thought I could do it. I wouldn't do that right now, though. I wouldn't do that right now.
That's pretty amazing.
Well, thank you guys. But
Yes, sir.
let's see. I definitely want to get some more folks involved in the conversation over here. Gianna, are you ready? She might not be ready. Okay, John, I'm going to call on you next. Raza.
Yes, sir.
To you, my man. So
right.
What I want you to talk about for a second, Raza, is your videos are super duper professional. It must take a lot of time and effort to get into the mind space to do all that. Talk about what you go through in order to produce a video so that maybe some of the folks on here can feel empowered to start creating content themselves.
Yeah. So originally, I started out shooting on like an iPhone 6. Like I was shooting music videos just however I could. I just needed to get out content. And, you do what you got to do. And then as you work and save up money, I kind of wanted to up my level of production. And so I started to outsource, reach out to people. Hey, who's doing music videos around me? And so it did come with a lot of I have to save up for the budget. And then I have background actors, and then you have people editing the video. And if you have any special effects, it's a lot that goes into the video, and then you got to storyboard it. And so a lot of my newer videos are getting better because I'm trying to be at the level where every video is just, something more for you to enjoy, or it looks more cinematic. And so I'm always trying to come up with cool ideas. But the downside of that comes with I might not be putting out content and videos all the time. And so a couple of my last videos I've been shooting by myself. I got this camera right here, and
Nice.
kind of been just doing what you got to do to put yourself out there and let people know that what you're made of. And that's kind of how I started it.
All right. Well, I know we've got a couple of folks on here that I think one of the challenges nowadays with putting out content is like the fear of what people will think or some of the reactions. Talk about that a little bit. Like you have to be kind of fearless in order to do this, right?
Definitely. I really agree with that. I've, I don't like bringing this up a lot, but one of my last videos, it wasn't the toxic one you guys saw, but it was one of my last ones. And I'm sure you guys people on the internet will just like to hate to make themselves feel better. I don't know, maybe it's deeper than that. But it's hard to put yourself out there sometimes, especially when there's trolls or mean people that just want to be mean to you. And, I've had some gnarly comments to myself, like, I'm not even going to bring up that negativity. But I just want you guys to know, like, it's worth it because I have people supporting my music and loving it and sharing it and saying don't stop. And that outweighs all the hate and all the negativity that could ever come my way, because I know the ones who are supporting me are real ones. And I just love that, because that love outweighs any sort of hate.
Let's take a little bit of that love. Everybody get a little bit of love. Hold it next to your heart.
Love, man.
Here comes
Come on,
What You Thought, which this is, RAZA's got a ton of good stuff, especially on his Facebook. He can cipher, like, his flows are just next level. I'm kind of a fanboy, so you'll all get over that. I'm ready to kick this next song off. Everybody get your neck warmed up because this one's got a beat to it. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
This is What You Thought. All right, by my boy RAZA. Here it comes.
What you thought? What you thought? I just give up and I stop. What you thought? What you thought? I don't work for what I got, yeah. What you thought? I just give up and I stop. What you thought? What you thought? I don't work for what I got, yeah.
I don't work for all that I got. Okay, whether you like it or not, no way. I could never be another quitter. Hope you stop by blockade. Gotta get paid some self-made way. I done been in this thing for a minute now. When I found out how it got no limit now. Got to go and get it for the ones that never could. And if you coming at me, really wish you would. Yeah, straight to the point like my goals. Ooh, I can never go on my soul. Ooh, control of what's in my skull. Ooh, gotta stay hungry but never get full. Cause those mortals acting like the gods and devils. But I stay on my level. I'm the foot to the pedal. I'm the real to the rebel. I'm the fire to the kettle. I'm the blood to the vessel. I'm the lead to the pencil. And everything I do, I gotta do it better than the last time. Never had a cosign. So I'm monster with it like Frankenstein. Now tell me what you thought of in your mind.
What you thought? I just give up and I stop. What you thought? What you thought? I don't work for what I got, yeah. What you thought? I just give up and I stop. What you thought? What you thought? I don't work for what I got, yeah. What you thought? 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 Yeah.
And even if I never gon' make it out, swerve on them with the updated route. They doubted on me since I was in class. Astounded to see that the odds was surpassed. I'm back in my bag like Everlast. Coming back on them all, whoever laughed. I aim for the top like Everest. Despite all the bites like they an impressionist. They don't really know who they messing with. What you thought, what you think, what it is, what it wasn't. On my mama, my auntie, my brother, my cousin. I'ma get this thing and there's no discussion. Hey, I've been this way, made mistakes and walked away. But that's not who I am today. I do this thing till I decay, so I decay. What you thought? This is all I had, this is all I got. They ain't do the late work, they ain't do squat. I'm calling ahead, so save me a spot.
What you thought? I just give up and I stop. What you thought? What you thought? I don't work for what I got, yeah. What you thought? I just give up and I stop. What you thought? What you thought? I don't work for what I got, yeah. What you thought? What you thought? What you thought? I just give up and I stop. What you thought? What you thought? What you thought? I just give up and I stop.
Yeah.
Put it together. Dude, that's right. Let's see the flexing on it right there, right? I saw Tristan starting his own party over there. That's a catchy one right there, RAZA. Talk us through what you thought. I just give up. Like what? You expect me to give up? Talk to us.
Thank you. That's what it's about. It's kind of that question, like, did you really think like I would come this far to come this far? Did you really think that I would come this far and give up after everything and all this hard work I put in the music? Like, so it's kind of like that. The hook is, it's kind of aggressive. Like I remember doing it at one show and people were like sitting back, like, why is he yelling so much? But, it's kind of just that statement I had to say, like, did you really think that I would give up after everything? So, and then the verses go into more detail, a little bit of wordplay in there, we're just having some fun with it. The beat bangs, so we good.
It's one of my favorite, like the beats and the cinematics. I'm going to ask you here in a second why you chose some of those images. But right now, Gianna, talk to me. How did you like that song? Give RAZA a little flavor. What did you take away from it?
I listened to the song. At first, I wasn't sure what it meant, but then once I like started listening to it more, I was like suddenly realizing that it's like, did you really think I was gonna give up?
Mm.
Yeah, basically that, and like, not a lot of people give up that easily.
Well, Gianna, you strike me as the type of person that's got a little fight, a little tenacity in you. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
All right. Look at see how she's smiling a little bit, everybody. We know you're a game changer.
That's right.
Well, let's see. We've got a couple of other homies on here that we're ready for. Alex, are you ready to give us a little bit of love? Where are you at, Alex? It takes a second for Alex to get unmuted and all prepped up. Oh, Alex can't do it right now. Then, Raza, I'm going to kick it back to you. There's a lot of images that I saw there that are like, whoa, really catch my eye. Talk us through why you wanted it to really pop like that.
So yeah, the smoke grenades kind of draw the audience in. That was really cool, especially for slow-mo. One of them like blew up in my hand, so that was a little crazy.
Whoa.
We see at the beginning when the fire went off, so I had to like definitely be safe with it and have a couple people on standby. The deeper meaning that wasn't me, and I can't take credit for that for the video because I love videographers who put their own touch on things, their own artistic thing, because I believe people who make videos are artists too. People who draw, to people who do like all that sort of artists. You're your artist in your own way. And so I wanted to give him the freedom to just say, hear the song and take it how he took it and put a spin on it. So there's some images you see in there, and there's an old movie. And if you see me writing in a notebook, I'm circling Rosebud. And there's just a deeper meaning that he wanted to put in there. And I think in the movie, the guy was a judge. If anyone has seen that movie, correct me if I'm wrong. He was a judge, like in a court, and he was being judged for something that he was doing, and he like throws stuff in his room, and so a lot of the song was about judgment, like, are you judging me because you think I'm going to give up, and kind of like that. So he put his own spin on it, and there's some underlining meanings, but at the same time, it was fun. We went out to this abandoned place and open area to do those smoke grenades, and it was just a lot of fun. And that's what I think music is also about too. It's just having fun and having a good time.
Well, it's kind of hard not to have a good time with that beat and with you doing your thing over the top. It was really, really neat. Hey, my homie Sienna, where are you at? She's gonna unmute here in a second. Hi, Sienna. Hey, how'd you like Raza's What You Thought?
Oh my god, I loved it. I actually like all of his songs. I like that one because it's like people have expectations. You think you're gonna give up so easily, but no, he kept on pushing himself to, do what he wants to do.
Well, Sienna, what is your goal? What's the thing that we're going to see out of you that's going to be like, whoa, I remember when she was on this Zoom call and she was so young and now she's like epic and awesome. How are you going to change the world, homie?
Well, I want my voice to be heard all over the world. I want like people to know my opinions and know how I feel about things, and I just like want to change the world and make like the world feel good about themselves. And yeah.
Raza, you feel that?
For real, I feel that.
That's good.
Wise words.
Whew.
We need more of that, especially nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
I think so too. And it's been interesting how like you're all kind of setting us up. Like, the topics are rolling into each other. At one point, Marcelo had a dream, had a thought, and he chose to bring someone else into his life that has helped him realize some of those goals. And this next video, he's going to talk about the process he goes through of taking his goals and then speaking them into existence. But Marcelo, why don't you tell us a little bit about that person that helped you bring this thought about?
Are you talking about my wife?
Oh, you know who I'm talking about. And if you wouldn't mind, yes, you can tell them about how it went down.
Oh, okay. Well, I had this song first. It's called "Speak That Into Existence," and it's really just it's another kind of motivational song where we talk about like visualizing your goals and your dreams, and then through visualizing them, making them real. And so my wife Rebecca, who's also a good friend of Scott's, she came up with the idea with why don't I incorporate making a vision board into my music video. And so that's what I did, and then that's how we got the final product.
Well, I thought you were going to tell them about everybody on this call. Marcelo gave me one of the highest honors that I think a person can get. I actually married Marcelo to his wife. Like, I was the guy up there with the book that was like, "Gather here today, everyone." It was one of the greater honors of my life. So,
Yeah.
oh yeah, our chat's lit up over here with Serenity. We love vision boards, right? Like taking something and being able to see it out in front of you. It's an incredible thing. Tristan thinks that's cute. You're right, bro. Eventually it becomes romantic. All right, let's kick this over to our homie Marcelo to talk about speaking things into existence. Get your necks ready, everybody. Here it comes. Share that one. Cool. All right, here you go, Marcelo.
Dream big, no matter the distance, you gotta speak that. In the existence, you better speak that. In the existence, you need to speak that. In the existence, I don't know where I would be if I always had listened. I gotta speak that. In the existence, I need to speak that. In the existence, let me speak that. In the existence, so I put out the vibes, I wanna get back. I'm gonna keep making these hit tracks and try to spit facts. I'm gonna get some high demand over this, and I'm gonna make money hand over fist. Different revenue streams that I'll be tapping. Y'all better tap in, cause it's my song that they'll be slapping. And I'll be getting fame in the streets, for always dropping flame over beats. And my girl knows. Same in the sheets, our new game every week. I'm gonna get the ball rolling, but not show you what I'm holding. The ace in my pockets that I'm always gonna go in. Dream big, no matter the distance, you gotta speak that. In the existence, you better speak that. In the existence, you need to speak that. In the existence, I don't know where I would be if I always had listened. I gotta speak that. In the existence, I need to speak that. In the existence, let me speak that. In the existence.
So, where are you when you're shooting that video?
That's actually my balcony here at my apartment.
All right.
Yeah.
So talk
here
to us.
in Lafayette, California.
What's on that? Can you hold that up to the screen, so I wasn't able to get the document over to us in time.
Oh yeah, I got it right here. So yeah, there's some nice cars because I kind of do need a new car. So visualize that. I like boats. It says smarter entrepreneur right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I cut out Kendrick Lamar here performing in front of a huge crowd. So always have that, visualize myself like performing in front of big crowds and stuff like that. And I got redefine up here. And so, I like to constantly redefine what it means to be an entrepreneur or an artist or a rapper. I always want to, never want to stay in the same box. And,
yeah, I pulled it back up for us, Marcelo, so everybody can see it on the screen again.
Yeah. Yeah, and then let's see. There's a guy like climbing the side of a mountain, and so that is motivation to keep climbing. And there's a plane flying around the world, and that's kind of a thing I like to think about. As always, I love traveling, and then forward thinking, always thinking, about the future and innovating and things like that.
All right. So the chat's going crazy over here on this side. It sounds like Serenity, you and Riley are gonna bust one of these out. Quick show of hands. Who already has one of these? Who already has a vision board? RAZA's got one. C3Lo's got one. Riley's kind of got one. Serenity's got one. Jessica, nada yet? Soon. How about you, Shelly, Renee? Do you have vision boards? No? Oh, we had JL threw a hand up over there. Some of the Omni youth might have thrown a hand. I have one. Most of the most powerful and inspirational people I know have one. Talk to me, Marcelo. What did you enjoy putting it together?
Yeah, of course. Actually, my wife and I did one, and then we are planning on doing one together as a married couple as well. And it really helps. It's crazy when you put it up on your fridge or somewhere where you see it every day, and then you kind of start to not think about it. And then when you go back and look at it, you're like, wow, I've actually accomplished a lot of the things that are on this vision board, and you do it without even realizing it. But it's just because you get the vision every day that you visualize, and then eventually it just comes into fruition. It comes into being.
Now that I think back to my vision board, one of the things that's on it is a picture of a cute little girl. And I made the board before I even had a daughter. And of course, it's not a picture of my daughter, but I think about it like that. Shelly's got a list. She's got what Shelly, you call it a life map, right? Do you want to talk about that to us for a second? Tell me about your life map.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna echo.
You sound good. You sound good.
What's that?
Renee, turn your volume all the way down. Shelly, rock and roll.
Yeah, so the life map I did in a group with Jenny Cutler, who is a therapist, and she does life coaching. She's a life coach. But we did it as a group, and it was a really cool process where we actually have a big sticky on a wall, and I recreated mine, but we kind of mapped it out, and it had kind of what are my goals, for the year. We did it for a year. And then there's a section where you think about who are all of my supports and allies, people that support me, people that are in my corner cheering me on, people that want the best for me. And I know that you guys all know who those people are in your life, right? And so write it down. Who are those people? So you really, and there's something about putting it on paper and seeing it, and those are the people you really want to connect more with. And then what are the barriers, like my own personal limitations? What are the things that I do? Do I procrastinate in achieving my goals? Do I have self, limitations? Do I think I can't achieve it for certain reasons when really I need to think of the sky's the limit, and go for it. So it's cool.
Wow. Well, on cue, your dear friend, my homie Serenity, pulls up this map. She had it like in the room. She had hers in the room. Shelly, look at that.
Oh, wow. Is it backwards?
No, it's great. I think the thing that I see that is the most impactful to me, it says, don't be afraid of who you are.
Yes. Yep.
That makes me want to.
Thank you. Mine was fitness and like mental wellness and our house that we now own.
I see that every time we go into our house.
Yes. Hey, manifest it and it'll happen. It's totally cool. Yep.
So
that's
Serenity,
just one of them.
You used one of my favorite words right there. I have to assume that this is in your vocab, RAZA, that you keep top of the list, is this concept of manifestation. This idea that if you can think it and you can visualize it, you can make it happen. So how, as I get ready to get you and Marcelo spitting off the top of your head, like, tell me how has this process of manifestation worked out for you so far?
Man, I mean, I think for me, it's visualization. I love doing boards like that, getting to look at it. Like everyone says, you're bringing something that's into thought into the physical world, and you get a look at it and everything. So that's really helpful. I think the manifestation, yes, like believing in it, believing in yourself. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can get to these goals, even if they're crazy big. I think it's helpful to have something physical that you can look at, because that just reminds you every day. And
Raza, your new homie Marcelo, specifically in speaking into existence, you say dream big, Marcelo. Like, what does big mean to you? Like, how big? Hold on, you're muted, homie.
I was actually going to point this out, is that the song itself is kind of a vision board in itself, because I'm talking about in the song about things that I want to make happen, you know, and things that haven't happened for me yet, but that I'm motivated to achieve. And so like the song and the video are like their own vision board. And every time I play that song, you know, it makes me think about my goals, and it makes me think about, you know, what I want to achieve.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and kick it round robin style. The first person I see is Jessica. Jessica, I'm going to ask you to kick us. You got about 15 to 20 seconds to talk about your big dream. Amelia, you're next, then Gianna, then Sienna. So here we go, Jessica. 15, 20 seconds, your big dream. Ready, go.
Okay, I don't really know what I want to do when I grow up. I know I want to do something important in the world. I really like to help people and take care of people. I don't know. I want to do something to help the world. I just don't know what that is yet.
All right, cool. If you need to know, or if you want some direction in that, there's some incredible people on this call that would love nothing more than to help you figure that out. So you've got great resources. You are connected, homie. Here we go, Amelia. You're up. What's your big dream? Big dream, Amelia.
Well, so far, just like looking career-wise, I want to like be a civil engineer, because I really just want to like help the environment somehow, because like global warming and stuff. So I just like want to incorporate some way to like help our world survive and make it a better place.
All right, civil engineer Amelia. Let's give her love, y'all. Let's give her love.
come on now.
Gianna, you're up next. Hit us with it. What's the big dream?
Career-wise, I want to be a movie director.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm planning on going to USC, University of Southern California, because that's where Steven Spielberg went. So, yeah, I've done a lot of research on this, and I'm planning to be a movie director.
All right.
That's amazing.
Dude, I can't wait to see your stuff. Everybody, let's give her love. Give her love. Gianna, you're up next. What's your, we heard a little bit about how, you want to change the world, but give us more. What's your big dream?
Oh, God. My big dream is I want to be, like, a clothing designer. I want to, like, design for clothing. I was actually really interested in that when I was little. Actually, no, when I was little, I wanted to be a singer, and I wanted to be a clothing designer, so I want to be a little bit of both.
All right. Well, it's been done, right? Like how many different people do you know off the top of your head that have been in performance and also have their own clothing line?
Too many to count.
Too many to count.
Too
I
many
think
to count.
the first
It's
one
out
that
there.
pops off to me is Jay-Z's got Rockaware,
Yeah.
which made him a billionaire.
Yeezy.
Oh, that's right, Yeezy. That's right. So that's two for a good start there, Sienna. I can't wait to put on some of your. Well, if you could make some board shorts for me. I haven't found any board shorts that I like yet. Okay, hook me up.
Okay.
Let's see, JL. I'd love to get you up next. Maybe we don't have that option. Let me see, Christina. You're probably out and about. I don't know who the dot is, but they've been a little quiet the whole time, so we'll let them go. Renee, you ready? What's your big dream, Renee? What's your big dream?
Okay, Scott, stop calling on me. So, I don't know. My latest big dream that I wrote down was to buy a home, and I am. So, I'm very excited about that. I'm sure I have other dreams. I'm just kind of like really focused on that particular one, making that happen. Because, like you said, if you dream it, you write it down. You can't just dream something. You actually have to put the work in and make it happen. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Renee, thank you so much for mentioning that. That was a big part of Jeremy, the Hope Dealer's message last week was, it's not enough to hope. You got to do the work as well. You know, we saw Marcelo doing the push-ups. We saw Raza writing, getting better at his craft. And as folks start to leave the room here, I want to remind everyone that we'll be back here next Wednesday at 4 o'clock to hear from a different set of musicians and a different set of performers. That actually, Raza, you know Jay Ross, and you haven't met our other performer, Nick Harris, but he's a pretty special guy as well. So as some of you start to take off, you're going to miss out on Raza and C3Lo doing their cipher. Renee, is there anything else, or excuse me, Shelly, is there anything else you want to add before some of the folks have to go here and we get into our final performance? No, we're good to go? All right, well, this is the first time we've tried this, so let's see how it goes. C3Lo, get those shoulders ready. Raza, here we go. This is the thing I'm most excited for, everybody, clearly, because I want to hear my boys spit off the top of the head. They're so brilliant. So let me see if I can get this going. What I recommend here is put this in gallery view so that you can see both the shared screen and Raza and Marcelo doing their thing.
Yes. While you're getting that beat going, I just want to, if you guys are watching and you want to be involved, you could type any words into, you know, kind of things that we've talked about into the chat, and I'll keep that open. And that way when we're freestyling, we can just, you know, go off the top of the dome like that.
Yeah, I like that idea.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's see what we got. Okay, so you should be able to see this. You got about 3 minutes and 15 seconds, you two.
Let's go.
All right, let's see.
You wanna start it, Marcelo?
Yeah, I'll start. I'll start it off.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Silky beat.
Okay. Yo. Let me start off the cipher. Yeah, that's right. Me, you know I'm a writer. I've been writing since I was like 12 years old, and now everything I write is gold. Me and Raza, two of the nicest on this. Yeah, show me where the mic is. I'll leave a bite mark on it. Yeah, I like to spit that straight sonic, like supersonic. I'm so fast. Yeah, that's right. Get on the mic and have a blast. And now I'm gonna pass it back.
And I'm gonna catch that. Yeah, it's far-fetched that people looking at skin color need to think twice. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, yo. I'd rather make some change than make a lot of money. Yeah. Everybody talking funny, getting wrapped up in the game like a mummy. Yeah, coming around the stand. Yeah, we have a good time. Yeah, let me think straight. I put all this hope up in a little crate and give it to the people. You know what I'm saying? I walk up in the steeple and I thank God. Yeah, I'm just doing my thing. Yeah, we're a little hip hop. Yeah, we're a little hip hop.
Yo, just a little hip hop, and if not, you know that it's hot. Whatever it drop, you know I gotta spit hot every day like a viper. Yo, ever since I was in diapers. Yo, me and Raza on the cipher.
Yeah, we on the cipher. Somebody typing power. Yeah, that's a power strip. A lot of people in the power talking power trips. Yeah, I'm trying to get it better. Elevate my mind, body, spirit every single way. This connection. Yeah, watch out for the next man. Yeah, try to get him up. Yeah, I'm talking about the hope. I'm talking about the
I'm talking about the love that we get. Yo, it's never a dub. Talking about connection. Yeah, I've been wrecking the mic ever since I was like 12. Getting. Yeah, that's right. I'm a mutant like the X-Men. Call me Dr. X, man.
Yo. I like this beat, I get jiggy with it, give a new flow, yeah, I like to where I go, I like to get on my people right, I like to love to do more, I like to share the light, freestyle off of the dome, yeah, I'm trying to aim for that health, mental, yeah, I'm looking for that wealth, yeah.
Yo, I'm trying to go mental, yeah, that's right, I've been doing this since I was like going to the dental.
Yes, y'all, and you don't stop. I try to get this thing to the beat drop. Yeah, I just rock like a guitar. Yeah, you know what I'm seeing. Yeah, we got some scars, but it's what we turn it into power. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we out here.
We're going for an hour.
There it is. Oh, they picked it up.
There we go.
We having fun.
Quick reminder, you two, that was recorded.
Oh, nice,
buddy. Whoa.
Give you a chance to go back on it. I don't know if any of you all have ever tried to do what they just did. It's one of the hardest things. Like, oh man. So with the crew of us that's left here, this is some of our brethren, some of our special people. You know what about the free flow and the freestyle really spoke to you all that are still on the call here? Alex said, great job and good courage. Because it takes some courage to stand up and do that, right? Especially with someone that's as good as both of you two are.
Yeah, it took a lot of years of practice.
A lot of that.
Shelly said that was rad. I love it when she says that. She gets all happy. Serenity, thank you so much for being here. We'll give you a little bit of love and send you on your way. Goodbye.
Hey guys, so good to see you and meet you. Take care.
Yeah, good to meet you too.
See you next week. That was amazing.
Adios.
Hip things are to say these days, but that was rad.
Love it.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Well, I'll kick a couple of questions at you too while we're kind of letting that percolate and you know, let's see what we feel. What is the hardest thing about coming up with raps or rhymes or flow right off the top of your head? Either one of you. What's the hardest part about it?
I'll take it. I'll take this one. For me, it's honestly, I remember when I first started rapping, the hardest thing was actually just mustering up the courage to want to rap in front of people or to let people see my skills. But then once you get over, you know, the fear of being in front of people or just letting loose, then, you know, then you start not to care. And then eventually you practice so much that eventually you just have to become good because you practice for so long that it's just, you know, eventually you're just good at it.
Mm. What do you think about that, RAZA?
I think that's facts. That's what he's saying. But I also think for me, the hardest part about doing that was starting to rap. And then if you mess up, at first I just stopped and got discouraged or that word didn't rhyme. And everybody knew that and so I'd get discouraged and just stop rapping. And I think it's important to know that it's a fun thing and it's a free flow kind of thing and just letting thoughts out and whatever's around you. And it's okay if you mess up. And even if it doesn't rhyme sometimes, you know, that's okay. You just, you know, get back on the flow and you go again. And I think that's what I know a lot of people have left by now, but the main thing I can say is like, it's a really good brain exercise, even if you just do it in your mind, but give yourself the grace and the forgiveness if you mess up, that it's okay and you can just keep going.
Yeah. Wow.
Exactly.
If it's in your mind, then I'm on my grind, but I don't do it all the time. And that's because I'm sour like a lime. I gotta tell you guys, and because it's such a smaller, like more intimate group, I can speak in front of 10,000 people. And Shelly and Renee, you know this, and my old homies know this. But I started playing guitar, and I picked up, the first time I tried to perform in front of a group of people, I chose the national anthem. which everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
And they know it very well. And just like you said, Raza, I got to a part of the song that the thoughts in my head started to get to me. And because I was thinking so much about thinking so much, I froze. But because I was playing the national anthem, I could have just kept playing it, but I replayed that same part several times. And then every single time I tried to replay that part, I could just see the audience in front of me just, And it's actually stuck with me to this day. I still have a hard time performing in front of other people, even though I'm pretty good. And that, I think that that really resonates with me. So I felt that, boys. Thank you for the dose of courage.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Renee, Shelly, is there anything else you two would like to say to RAZA or MC C3Lo before we set them free for today? I'll unmute you, Shelly. You want me to unmute you?
I just wanted to thank everyone again. Sorry, I'm echoing. Yeah. So yeah, really appreciated your time, and it was great stuff, very powerful. And we will share this again once Scott sends me the recording, so you guys can share it on your pages as well, so we can even spread it further. So thank you.
Look at you two lockstep.
Yeah.
How about you, Shelly? Got anything to send to RAZA or Marcelo?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out. I got to get a shout out. You know we love you, RAZA. Nice to see you and meet you, Marcelo. And
Thank you.
both for being a part of the Wellness Through Connection series. We really appreciate you guys coming on and making time to share your message, your voice, and your good energy. Thank you.
Thank you.
And just so that you two know, our friends from the Omni Youth programs, they're way out of the area, so they appreciate you being here as well. We always get to see the friendly face at the end right there. I suppose the thing that I'll wrap it up with is you two do a very good job of helping us feel connected because you're real dudes, and there's nothing like being a real dude, to be vulnerable. So for all those hard times and all the hard work that you've put on, put into this, we felt it today. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for. It was great to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Well, more to come, homies.
I appreciate being here. Every time getting to connect and just share a little bit of our stories and music. It means a lot to us artists, and that we can be vulnerable as men and share that, it's okay to not be okay. But it's what you do with that and fight the good fight and keep it going. I'm thankful.
Well, we appreciate you, Raza. All right, everybody, here's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to break it down with my boys, Marcelo and Raza, for a couple minutes and a little chat afterwards. Shelly, thank you so much for your time. We'll connect soon. Renee, the same. And Christina and everybody else, I'm going to kick you all out of this meeting. So thank you so much for your time. And we'll see you next week for Jay Ross and Nick Harris. Yeah. It's gonna be good. Dude, I know. I can't believe this lineup I got. And I'm kicking everybody else out of here.